Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephen Strahl, and I am the co-director of the NYC DOE Yoga and Mindfulness Teacher Preparation Program. Along with my colleague, Beverly Logan, and on behalf of Executive Superintendents Karen Watts and Barbara Freeman, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this morning's practice. The pilot cohort of the NYC DOE Yoga and Mindfulness Teacher Preparation Program, funded by a generous grant from Brooklyn Borough President Eric L. Adams, graduated from our certification program this past January. As we consider our contribution to this remote environment, we believe teaching live, both in our regular work streams and these twice-weekly public practices, will help us realize our vision of a certified NYC DOE Yoga and Mindfulness teacher in every school by 2030. To get us started this morning, we're going to return to Colliston Pie in the Tao of Pooh. And now, if we can, let's go on to the second part. A fish can't whistle, and neither can I. Coming from a wise mind, such a statement would mean I have certain limitations and I know what they are. Such a mind would act accordingly. There's nothing wrong with not being able to whistle, especially if you're a fish. But there can be lots of things wrong with blindly trying to do what you aren't designed for. Fish don't live in trees, and birds don't spend too much time underwater if they can help it. Unfortunately, some people who always seem to think they're smarter than fish and birds somehow aren't so wise and end up causing big trouble for themselves and others. To demonstrate what we mean, we can think of no one better than Tigger, who doesn't know his limitations, and who we will revisit next Wednesday. And now I am pleased to introduce our certified YMTP² Yoga and Mindfulness teachers, Dr. Mauriciere Degovia and Lauren Levine.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Maury, for that breathing practice. We will try and work in some balanced breath as we hold our poses today. Now, let's start with a nice warm-up. For those of you that have not moved that much this morning, or for those of you that have, let's just get ready for our posture practice. We're going to start in a nice comfortable seat, and we're just going to start with our neck. We're going to move our head to the right, down, left, and around. We're going to do this 4 to 5 times, as quickly or as slowly as what feels good this morning. And when you come to your last rotation, just come back to the center just for a moment. Feel how that feels, and then let's get ready for the next side. We're going to go to the left, front, right, and back. Continue that rotation once again, as slowly or as quickly as you like, depending on how you're feeling this morning. As you complete your rotations, just take a moment, notice how your neck feels now that it's a little warmed up. And we're going to move on to our shoulders. We're going to bring our shoulders all the way up to our ears, back, down, around, and up. Again, we'll do that 5 times at our own pace. Just take a moment and notice as you're moving through the rotations if it feels different as we continue to do the rotations. On your next rotation, take a moment to stop before we go the opposite direction. We're going to go back, all the way up, forward, and around. Again, 5 times on each side. And as you finish, just bring your hands to your lap. Take a moment. Next, we're going to do cat and cow. You can either do it seated. I'm going to show you how you can do it standing and using the chair as a prop. I'm going to have my hands down on the chair, so my shoulders are over my wrists and my hips are over my knees. For cat, we're going to think of that scared cat where the back arches up to stretch our back. Take a breath in and out here. We're going to come back down through neutral, arch, and open up our chest in cow, noticing the stretch in our back, and the back of our legs. And slowly we're going to move between cat and cow, remembering to breathe consistently. As you do that, I'm just going to show you what it would look like if we were sitting in a chair. Here's cat, I'm rounding my spine, and cow, I'm opening up. Same movements, just a different way of doing it. Let's do that 2 more times as I would adjust. And when you're ready, you're just going to come to a neutral spine, meaning your back is in the middle, hands are still there, and we're just going to move our hips a little bit. We're going to circle, so you might need to bend your legs, just going around in one direction a few times, continuing to breathe as we move. I'm going to stop in the center for a moment, notice how it feels, and then we're going to go the opposite direction. Notice if one hip, one side feels different than the other. Just take it into account and notice. See how it feels later as well. We're going to return to center. And now what we're going to do is sun salutation. I will show you the point where if you would like to only try half sun salutation, where you can stop and hang out for a little bit, or continue with the full sun salutation. So as always, we start in mountain pose with our hands at our side, our shoulders over our hips over our knees. And we want to use the chair. We're going to step back a little bit so that when we fold forward, we don't hit our head. So let's inhale our arms up. Exhale, fold forward. I'm going to hold onto the bottom part of the chair. Release my head down. Take a moment for a breath. I'm going to come up and move my hands up so I have a flat back, feeling the stretch in the back of my legs. Now, if you want to do half sun salutation, you can stay in forward fold or half forward fold, or you could even hang in a ragdoll and just turn side to side. For those of you that want to try full sun salutation, I'm going to hold on to my chair, making sure it's steady. Step back to a plank position. Then if I'm really brave, I can come down to a low plank, back up, downward dog where I'm stretching my body almost in a V. I'll walk forward to forward fold. Inhale my arms back up and exhale back down. Let's try that 2 more times. You decide which one's best for you. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Take a moment here for a breath. Inhale to flat back. Those doing full, step back, plank. Make sure your feet are firmly planted before you come down to low plank. Back up. Roll your toes back for a downward dog so we feel the stretch in our back and our legs. Walk your feet up to forward fold. Then inhale your arms up and exhale back down to mountain. Let's try that 1 more time. Inhale our arms up, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back, step back to plank, lower to low plank, back up, down dog, step forward to forward fold. Inhale our arms back up and overhead. Exhale to our sides. Great job. Now we're going to go into our flow. We're going to be using some poses consistently. We'll start, I'll teach them, and then each time I'll add on. I'm just going to turn the back of the chair so I have a higher prop to use. You can also do it seated. So Let's start in mountain. Again, shoulders over hips, hips over knees. We start mountain this way. We're going to step back with our left leg first. When we are finished, I'm going to move the chair, but you can stay in the mountain position wherever you are. Hands on the chair. Take a breath in, hands out. Step your left foot back, heel down, so it's parallel with the foot in front. Make sure your right knee is bent, knee is over ankle, hips are facing the chair in front of you, and we're in warrior one. Let's take a few breaths here. If you'd like to try that balance breath, inhale for 2, exhale for 2. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. One more breath, however you decide, natural breath or balanced breath. On your next inhale, our feet are going to stay, our arm is going to open up, and our hips are going to turn and face our computers for warrior 2. Make sure your knee tends to fall, is straight, and stay in warrior 2 for 2 breaths. Let's swing our arm back down, hold the chair, turn our hips back to warrior 1 for a few breaths. Step forward to mountain. Take a breath here. Notice how your body feels. If there's a difference between the right and the left, I'm going to move the chair so you can see me, but you can stay there as well. I will show the left side sitting down just in case that's what you want. So we're going to sit in mountain. Take a breath here. We're going to put our left foot forward, right foot back. Again, heels are aligned like a tightrope. Our hips are facing our knee in front that is bent. And now we're in warrior 1. Take a breath here. Balance breath or your natural breath for a few moments. When you're ready, we open up our arms, turn our hips for warrior 2. On your next inhale, sweep your arm down and forward. Warrior 1. And then step back to mountain. Stay in mountain. Notice if there's a difference, how you feel on both sides. And we're going to get ready for our next move. Our next move is going to be triangle. So if we're in warrior 2, feeding stays the same. We just straighten the bent knee for a straight leg, and we're going to fold forward. So let's get ready. Mountain pose. We're going to step back with our left foot, warrior 1. Stay here for a few breaths. Natural breath or balanced breath, whatever works for you. Just remember, always breathing. On our next inhale, we're going to open up to warrior 2. Stay here for a few breaths as well. Notice if it feels the same or different from before. Now we're going to straighten that front leg, lean forward. We can have our hand on our hip or our arm up. Try and keep your back straight like you're against a wall as you continue to breathe in triangle. Let's come back, rebend our leg, arm out, warrior 2, just for a few breaths. Swing our arm back in front. Turn our hips over our knee. Warrior one for a few breaths. Noticing the stretch in our back leg, the stretch in our front leg. Getting ready to step back. So mountain. Take a few breaths in mountain. And let's get ready for the other side. On your next inhale, step back to warrior one. Continue to breathe here. You need to readjust your foot, making sure that your knee is over your ankle. Do that. Notice if you feel your body beginning to stretch, you may be able to go a little bit deeper. As long as you continue to breathe. On your next inhale, let's open up our arms, turn our hips, warrior two. On your next inhale, straighten that left leg and move forward. Arm up in the air, you can look at your arm. You can look down at your ankle as long as your back is against that wall behind you. Take a few breaths here. You might need to adjust to the stretch that feels good, moving your upper body as you continue to breathe. On your next inhale, come back up. Rebend your front leg for warrior two. Noticing if you can bend deeper, more into the pose if your body feels that it's ready. On your next inhale, sweep your arm forward, turn your hips, warrior one for a few breaths. Step back up to mountain. From here, notice how your body is feeling as we continue to move this morning. Now we're going to work in star pose after triangle. So if you remember, in triangle, my legs are straight, my foot is facing the chair. All I'm going to do is turn my right foot so that my legs are parallel and I look like a star if my hands are up. Hands can be down or on your hips. Let's work that into the practice. As always, begin in mountain. On your inhale, step your left leg back, warrior one. Breathing here. Let's try some balanced breaths. Take a nice inhale for 1, 2, 3, and exhale. 2, 3. Try that again on your own, or if you prefer, just continue to breathe in your natural breath. On our next inhale, we're going to open up warrior two. Stay here. I notice my thigh is beginning to stretch a little bit more. I can go a little bit deeper. It feels good. On my next inhale, straighten my leg, bend forward, triangle, keeping my shoulders aligned as if my back is up against a wall. I feel the stretch along the left side of my body, from my shoulders to my toes. Continue to breathe. On our next inhale, we'll come back up, hands on our hip. We're going to turn that right foot forward for star pose. On our next inhale, we're just going to bend forward as much or as little as feels good for your body. Stay here. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs as you continue to breathe in and out. next inhale, we're going to come back up to star. Turn our right foot forward, back to warrior two. On our next inhale, sweep our arm down and around, back to warrior one. Always remembering to breathe, noticing how we feel between this round and the one before. On our next inhale, we'll step back to mountain. Take a moment in mountain, noticing how our body's feeling as we progress through our flow each time. On your next inhale, step your right leg back, warrior one, and again, we'll take a few breaths here. Noticing if you're feeling the stretch in the same place, or if you need to go deeper, or if you need to lessen. We're going to open up to warrior two. Take a few breaths here. On our next inhale, straighten our leg and bend forward. Triangle, keeping that back with the shoulders aligned as if against a wall. Coming back up, turning our left foot forward so our feet are parallel for star position. Taking a breath here. And then on our inhale, we're going to start to bend forward. As far or not, whatever feels good for you to find the stretch that works for your body this morning. On your next inhale, let's come back up. Turn our left foot forward, back to warrior two. On our next inhale, sweep our arms forward, back to warrior one, and back to mountain. This time we're just going to add a little twist to our star pose as we fold forward. Step. When we're ready, step back with our left foot, warrior one. Take a few breaths, noticing how everything feels in your body this morning. On our next inhale, open up to warrior two. On your next inhale, let's straighten that leg. Triangle. I feel myself being able to bend a little bit deeper for a stretch. Coming back up, turning our feet. Our star pose, taking a breath here. Getting ready to lean forward. Holding for a few breaths. Now we're going to twist. I'm just going to turn my body to the right. I might use my hand on my thigh to help me turn as little or as much as feels good. One more breath here. Come back through center for a breath or two. And then just turning to the left. If it hurts, lessen your turn and your twist. On your next inhale, come back to center. Just for another breath. On your inhale, back up to star. Turn our right foot forward, back to warrior two. Bringing our arm down, turning our hips forward, warrior one. And then inhale, step back to mountain. Notice how you feel. And let's do the next side. Mountain. On the next inhale, take a step back, warrior one. Stay here for just a few breaths. Turning our arm out, rotating our hips, warrior two. On our next inhale, straightening our leg, leaning forward, triangle. Remember, aligning your shoulders like you're against your wall. Look up or down, whichever feels better for you. Next inhale, we're going to come back up, turn our left foot forward for star. Take a moment here to adjust. On our next inhale, we'll start to bend forward. On your next inhale, let's turn to the left first. Using our hand, we can hold the chair as well with both hands. However helps you twist your body, keeping your hips straight and flat. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center for a few breaths. Turning again to our right. You can put your hands on your lower back to ensure that your hips flat as you turn. Take a few breaths in and out. Ready? Come back to center. Have your hands back on your hip. On your next inhale, come back up. Take a few breaths in star. We'll turn our left foot forward. Rebend our left leg. Take a few breaths back in warrior two. Swing your arm back, turn your hips forward for our last warrior one. Take a few breaths here. Step back up to mountain. Let's just stay in mountain for a few breaths. Notice how our body feels as we finished this flow practice this morning. Began to move, increased our heartbeat. Take a moment. And we're going to take a few balanced breaths. So we're going to inhale for 3, 1, 2, 3. Please exhale for 3, 1, 2, 3. Do that again. Inhale for 3, 2, 3. And exhale for 3, 1, 2. Let's do that 2 more times at our own pace. When you're done with that balanced breath, you're going to release any effort on the breath. Return to your natural breath. Now that you've slowed your breath down just a little bit, I'm going to send you back to Maury for a great meditation. Maury, it's all you.
Thank you so much, Lauren. That was an amazing, amazing yoga workout. I loved it. Thank you for incorporating the balanced breath. Our deepest apologies earlier. We were having some technical issues, so I got cut off, but Lauren picked up the baton beautifully. So I want to invite you now, now that we've explored balance, looking at how it happens through the breath, Lauren taking us to that yoga session. I want to invite you to begin. We began talking about what we always do, the advice, wise, and our heart is that place that we can figure out how are we doing good? Are we being loving? So today's meditation is simply you repeating to yourself, I am well, I am peaceful, I am well, I am peaceful, I am. Let's say that 5 more times to ourselves. I am peaceful, I am good, I am well, I am peaceful, good. Say it with a smile. I am well, I am peaceful, good. I am well, I am peaceful. Time. I am well. And I leave you with the moral story that was told earlier about Bird's Nest. Why look for truth in distant lands? Seek it in the depths of your own. Hope you enjoyed today's mindfulness and yoga. And with that, I turn it over to Dr. Logan, the Director of Student Support Services. Beverly?
Thank you, Dr. Maury and Lauren, for sharing your wonderful practices today. What a way to kick off a Friday and a weekend. As we go forward on this day, I leave you with this offering of take the time to celebrate what's right in the world. Too often we are reminded of what's wrong. Take today just to think about what's right and celebrate that and yourselves. Remember, self-care is important. And as always, you can get more self-care through mindfulness and meditation at our website, www.ymtpp.org. On behalf of Stephen Stroll, the co-director of YMTPP, and myself, have a wonderful day.